Somewhere deep beneath the Egyptian sands, a clock may be ticking, one that doesn't measure hours or days, but centuries of hidden knowledge. The pyramids weren't just tombs. They were encoded messages, astronomical calculators, and maybe warnings. What if we've misunderstood ancient Egypt not just for years, but for thousands of years? This isn't the Egypt you learned in school. It's stranger, it's smarter, and it may have known things we still don't. The ancient Egyptians weren't just architects of stone. They were architects of eternity. Every temple, every tomb, every glyph etched in limestone whispered a message not to the living, but to those not yet born. To them, time wasn't linear. It was layered. Past and future weren't opposites, but reflections. Their mythology was cyclical. The sun god Ra didn't simply rise. He battled darkness each night and was reborn at dawn. Osiris didn't die, he transformed. And every Egyptian, rich or poor, prepared in life for a journey beyond it. Their most sacred texts, the pyramid texts, the Book of the Dead, weren't just funerary instructions. They were cosmic roadmaps, guides to navigate the underworld, the stars, and the soul's place in the cosmos. They charted the skies with a reverence that bordered on obsession. Many temples were built to capture a single ray of sunlight on a specific day of the year, not for drama, but for ritual, for communion with the divine. The Temple of Karnak wasn't just a place of worship. It was a calendar made of columns, light, and shadow. Each beam of sun, each carved symbol, a timestamp written in stone. And the Great Pyramid, aligned to within 0.05 degrees of true north. In an age without compasses or satellites, they reached a precision we struggle to replicate today. Star systems like Orion's Belt and Sirius weren't merely admired, they were revered. Sirius marked the start of the Nile's flooding, the source of all life. Its heliacal rising was a spiritual event, echoed in myths of resurrection. Their Sothic calendar, astonishing in its accuracy, deviated just one day every 1,461 years. They tracked Venus cycles, lunar phases, and solstices across generations. Why? What were they trying to preserve or predict? Was this cosmic alignment merely superstition, or were they synchronizing themselves with something older, deeper, something universal? Were they just observant, or were they guardians of time itself? Record keepers not of history, but of memory. They say the Great Pyramid was built for a king, but kings don't usually require 2.3 million stones, each weighing tons, stacked with mathematical perfection. The so-called burial chamber? Empty. No sarcophagus inscriptions, no royal name etched in gold, no signs of a body ever being placed inside. And yet the precision is beyond reason. It sits on 13 acres. Its base is level within fractions of an inch. Its sides align nearly perfectly to true north, south, east, and west. It encodes the number pi, the golden ratio. Even the speed of light, hidden in the pyramid's latitude, has been argued by some to be more than coincidence. Inside, a network of narrow shafts aligned with specific stars. Orion's Belt, tied to the god Osiris. Sirius, sacred to Isis. These weren't afterthoughts. They were designed alignments. Some theories suggest the pyramid was not a tomb, but a machine, a generator of subtle energy using water and sound, a structure that resonates with the earth itself. Others believe it was a time capsule, storing ancient knowledge in geometry, a cosmic beacon meant to endure flood, fire, and even forgetfulness. And its location? The geographical center of Earth's landmass. Coincidence? Or intent from minds who saw the world differently? What if this wasn't the peak of ancient ingenuity? What if it was the echo of something older? A warning system, a library, a monument to memory built to outlast the fall of man. Because the deeper you look into the pyramid, the more it looks back at you. Was Egypt the start of human genius, or its last survivor? Ancient texts speak of a time before kings, before dynasties, a time ruled by the Shemsu Hor, or followers of Horus. Divine beings, semi-mythical figures, said to have reigned for thousands of years, dismissed as legend by many, but taken seriously by some. And then there's the Sphinx, a monument older than Egypt's own written records. Its body bears signs of water erosion, not desert winds, but heavy rainfall, the kind Egypt hasn't seen since the end of the last ice age, 10,000 years ago. And guess what? The pyramids of Giza align with Orion's belt, precisely as it appeared in 10,500 BCE. Coincidence or calibration? That same date echoes in myths, monuments, and ancient star maps around the world. Did a prior civilization exist? One capable of tracking the heavens, mapping the earth, and encoding their wisdom in structures designed to endure cataclysm? From Plato's Atlantis to the Zep Tepi of Egyptian myth, the first time, echoes of a forgotten epic resurface, stories of floods, sky gods, and teachers who descended from the stars. Are these myths or memories? If Egypt inherited this knowledge, mathematics, astronomy, architecture, then what we call ancient may in fact be secondhand. What was lost in the sands of time may have been more advanced than we dare imagine. And what we found could be only fragments of a message meant to outlast the fall of the world itself. What if Egypt wasn't alone? What if the story of a lost civilization isn't confined to the Nile, but echoes around the world? In Turkey, Göbekli Tepe, built over 11,000 years ago, features T-shaped pillars, carved animals, and celestial alignments. It predates Stonehenge by 6,000 years and appears to have been intentionally buried. Why build something so precise only to bury it? What knowledge were they hiding or protecting? In Peru, Sacsayhuaman's interlocking stones weigh up to 200 tons, yet fit so perfectly not even a blade of grass fits between them. No mortar, no explanation, just silent mastery. In India, Vedic texts speak of flying machines called Vimanas and cosmic wars in the sky. The city of Dvaraka, submerged beneath the Arabian Sea, is believed by some to match ancient descriptions of Krishna's kingdom. In the Americas, the Mayan long count calendar doesn't begin with creation. It begins with a reset, a previous cycle, a world before ours. In Bolivia, Tiwanaku's Gate of the Sun aligns with solar events. Its carvings, astronomical, mythic, mysterious. These aren't isolated anomalies. They're fingerprints, clues of a shared knowledge. Star maps, geometry, mythologies, scattered across continents. A global civilization? Perhaps not in the way we define one today, but maybe a global memory. A world where knowledge moved not by trade, but by inheritance. Where the stories of gods and flood and sky teachers were not fantasy, but fractured history. And maybe Egypt, with all its glory, was simply the last lighthouse still standing. Somewhere beneath the sand, the clock is still ticking, not in seconds or hours, but in echoes and alignments. The ancients built for eternity, not to be remembered, but to remind of something we lost, something they may have witnessed. Maybe the real mystery isn't how they built it, but why they thought we'd need it. And if they could see us now, chasing the same stars, asking the same questions, would they say, "You're running out of time"? Or would they whisper, "You're finally catching up"?